You remember that movie Love, Liza?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's The Dangers of Huffing right there.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
It's got that guy that's dead that's in a bunch of movies. Not Philip Seymour Hoffman. His remote control, whatever, boats, planes friend.
Mm-hmm. Philly C's brother wrote that movie.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Gordy Hoffman?
Gordo, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Gordansky.
And Todd Luizzo from High Fidelity directed it.
Oh. Oh, that's right. Dick.
The skinny one.
Dick.
Is that his name in High Fidelity?
Whose name? Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies. And tonight we're going out with a bang on Spike Lee.
We're finally there.
His finest film there is.
Ever. Yeah.
Now, the reviews that I've read are Spike, how far you've fallen. Spike, what have you done?
I read a Roger Ebert's review.
Very positive?
And I got up to the point where he's like, halfway through this movie, something happens.
It's not halfway through. It's like
not.
The last quarter of the movie where you're like, wait, what?
Because halfway through, they suggest something out of the blue is happening when she's on the railing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, damn, this is unexpected.
I was stupid. I hated that.
But then she lives.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, well, then what? So then the movie continues to go on. Yeah, and then it's like the last 20 minutes, all of a sudden the rug's pulled out from underneath you. Red Hook Summer, in 2002. It had an estimated budget of $1 million.
It definitely, I was actually looking forward to explaining to me what the deal with this movie is. It seems like a Project Greenlight, some sort of film contest where you scrabbled to get everything together. You know?
So Spike calls up a friend of his one day.
This is supposed to be like a trilogy of his childhood, right? It's this, Crooklyn, and something else.
This is the 6th film in Spike Lee's Brooklyn Chronicles series.
Okay.
He sat down with a friend of his, who I believe is a writer of some ilk. They're having coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I just got me this digital cami, and I want to shoot something with it. I think it was like a Sony 3 or something, right? And his friend goes, there are no movies out about teenage black boys that aren't about gang bangers. This is 2000 and probably 10 or 11 at this point.
Yeah. Digital cameras sure been around for a long time at this point.
Obviously, in 2011 is the height of teenage gang banger movies.
Is it? What?
No, there's none.
Okay, yeah.
And he goes, all right, well, I got this camera. You got this thing you said. Let's make this movie. And so he got like $1 million because he had some money laying around. And they shot this over the course of 3 weeks.
Okay.
And there was a very rough script they threw together. And they just went with it.
And they just like, instead of doing auditions, they're just like, that kid and that kid.
Yeah, because this is everybody that talks about this movie, what few people there are like, yeah, he totally shot it guerrilla style, like, she's got to have it. So I can only imagine he was like, I'm old. I want to feel like I'm young again. I'm going to shoot this movie like my first one.
Yeah.
And it is not going to suffer because of it.
Yeah.
Because there's like everybody in here except for the 2 deacons
are terrible.
Are really like at all known, except for the other guy that you like.
Isn't he one of the deacons? What's the other guy like?
The one deacon is the guy that we like, who
it's
played
the guy from The Wire and the guy from Clockers.
Yeah, the victim guy you like. You're all about him.
The victim guy?
Yeah, the victim guy.
The
during the grand revelation of the film.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot about him. Okay, yeah.
And then also the other deacon is the short, stocky fellow who's got the freckles.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah. You know him.
I do. He's in Beau is Afraid. He's dead.
There you go. So that's what I mean. Those 2 guys, those 2 deacons. That freckled face guy and the other guy that we like who's from Clockers.
Yeah.
And then the boy that you like. Those are like the only 2 people that are, except for obviously the bishop.
It's the guy from The Wire.
Yeah, right. But I mean, other than him.
And he's great.
Everybody else is just sort of like.
I think the mom is somebody. She looked really familiar.
I liked the lady that the deacon liked. I thought she was pretty good.
Okay.
The mother of Chaz.
Sure, yeah.
So this movie, right? It starts up and
no. What are you doing?
Oh shit. I hold on a second. I was I was so rudely interrupted. This movie had a budget of $1 million. Worldwide gross, $338,000.
Okay.
Thus continuing Spike Lee's
610.
fall from grace.
Okay. I mean, he redeems himself later, right?
Also, this was Isaiah Whitlock Jr.'s third time portraying detective/agent Amos Flood in a Spike Lee film. He was previously in 25th Hour and She Hate Me.
Is this Bunk?
She.
From The Wire? Yeah.
That's not Bunk.
It's not Bunk. I can't get their names straight.
He was the mayor
Guy.
from The Wire. She. He's in 25th Hour.
But he does the shit.
Yeah, that's his thing. Because I was like, I elbowed myself again.
You can't do that in this.
I was
This
like,
isn't The Wire.
He better do it. He does it in everything.
Does he really?
I think he even does it in what is that movie with the guy who lives in his basement and is alone or something?
What?
He's from The Office. Ed Helms. He's in a movie called like something about a town and a city name.
Oh, Cedar Rapids?
Cedar Rapids. This guy's in there.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, y'all motherfuckers get up against the wall. He's pretending to be Omar.
I don't like to brag, but I do a pretty convincing Omar from the HBO program The Wire. At least those crackers back yonder seem to buy it. I love it! Crackers!
I think he might say she in there too, but maybe not.
The movie's kind of good.
It's surprisingly tolerable.
Yeah.
For those type of movies.
Huh.
Same thing with that spelling one with
Jason Bateman?
yeah.
Bad words?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a nice little rash of hard R movies for a while there. But hit me with that fucking synopsis.
Red Hook Summer. Hotlanta teenager Flick Royal, Jules Brown, is dropped off by his mother Colleen Royale, Deidre Aziza, to spend the summer in Red Hook, New York with the grandfather he never met, Douggood Bishop Enoch Rouse, Clark Peters, Eddie's dad. What? Who's Eddie?
Eddie Rouse.
Oh. Flick hates it, but manages to befriend Chaz Morningstar. Tony Lasaith. Chickens soon unexpectedly come home to roost when the good bishop forgets to count his blessings, and the world is quickly turned upside down, testing the faith of the congregation, the assumptions of Flick, and indeed the entire community. This one Red Hook Summer. I've been trying to think about this movie a little bit, and I'm like...
I don't understand it.
The movie?
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, are you trying to like bore us to death with this movie and these religious people and like they're good people, although it doesn't really seem like it. And then you're like, just kidding, they're all bad. This is what it's really about. Like, is that I don't understand what's going on in this movie.
I don't either because everybody's so broadly drawn. And you don't understand what's happening to begin with because the mom drops off Flick.
For what reason? Just to be with
To be with his grandfather that he's never met. And she seems like she's got something going on.
But what? I mean...
Right? Is it... Whatever it is, does any of it have to do with whether or not she knows what happened?
I don't think she does.
It's
no, I don't think
super
she does.
weird.
Man, he's just like lifting from it's a hodgepodge of like
Yeah.
everything else.
Everything
like,
he's done.
This is the Crooklyn thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that little angle. When you say they threw it together real quick with $1 million in a digital camera, that makes the most sense of everything.
Yeah, it feels like Crooklyn. It feels like Clockers.
it's not fleshed out at all. Because is that the same tenement as Clockers? Because when they first roll up on it, I'm like, oh, this looks exactly like the Clockers area, right up to that door that Keith David comes out of.
No, because this was filmed in Red Hook.
Okay.
And Clockers is filmed, I believe, in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Two different places.
Is Red Hook is in New York? It's not New Jersey?
I think it's in New York, yeah.
Okay.
It's a small enclave that was constructed to house the folk that worked at the docks.
Okay.
And then it completely crumbled.
Man, why are they always sticking all the black people in high rises?
Well, because like you said, they stick the Irish, then the Italians, and then the blacks. And then the African-American population were the only ones that were unable to escape, I guess. But there's like an 80% unemployment rate in Red Hook at the time of this film.
It's pretty depressing.
That's astronomical. Even though it seems like a fine place to live, just looking at it.
It's crazy because, like, that little girl Chaz is like, I want to get out of here. And it's like, hey, Chaz,
Yeah.
1 block away is that white lady's house. She doesn't look super rich or anything. She's just like, I guess, middle class. It seems like there's a regular neighborhood that is not dangerous 1 block away.
The lady reminded me of Cecily Strong.
She reminded me of some other lady too, but yeah.
Here's the thing, though. If those are the Bloods, you're fine.
Yeah. They seem like they leave
This
you
is
alone.
like West Side Story caliber gangsters. But there are Bloods, and one of them is a guy. So the kid drops off, and he meets his dad, who's like
His grandpa.
his grandpa,
He daddy dad.
who is like astronomically comical and corny. Well, you got sweets? This ain't real food. I'm a vegan. Oh, what's this flibber flabber?
That wasn't the sweets that he hid, was it? I thought it was
There's
like...
a bunch of peanut butter and bags full of candy.
Okay.
That's all he eats, apparently. That the mom fucking brought him, but she gives him like a wad of cash.
Was he a vegan or a vegetarian?
Vegan. And he's always walking around with his iPad too.
Okay, can I right away?
Yeah.
The biggest problem with this movie, well, I don't even know if I can say that. A huge problem with this movie is it seems like Spike's old man move of being like, yeah, these kids today are like this. I want to do a movie with these characters doing these things that I observe happening in the world, but there's no soul to the characters. They're not interesting. They're just making Facebook comments and constantly running around with their iPads, videotaping everything. It's fucking stupid.
It also feels like he's foistering himself upon this character who you get the impression wants to be a filmmaker.
There's
like nothing there.
This kid has no personality.
No. He's absolutely devoid of personality.
Chaz is a terrible actress, but there are moments with her where she works. The dialogue, I think, is awful, so it sounds like she's reading off a cardboard.
For Chaz, I would think she's not even an actor.
Yeah.
She's just literally the daughter of someone or somebody from the neighborhood.
It seems like they just he snatched his grandkids or something.
Because here's the thing. Carmelo Anthony is a basketball player.
Okay.
A pretty good one.
Okay.
And he was born in Red Hook, but he moved to a different part of the country and then became famous.
Minneapolis?
No.
Oh.
And the girl, Chaz, her personal local claim to fame is that she lives in the apartment that he grew up in.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he made the candy bar?
The Caramello?
Yeah.
He did. But so Spike Lee did some promotional commercials or some shit for Carmelo. And he started thinking like, damn, what if we do something about that? And that also influenced this movie. But so the good Reverend Deacon, whatever, he's like totally about church. He cooks eggs and sausage for the boy.
For the vegan boy.
And then he doesn't let him eat anything else. He's like, look out that window. That God made that shit. It's the best shit on the market. And the guy who played Errol is really broken down in here. But he's also, what is he?
A bishop?
A bishop.
A deacon?
A deacon. This guy's a bishop. He's a deacon. Who I guess is just like,
an alcoholic?
the sidekick for the preacher guy.
It's fucking crazy because those two, when they're on the screen, either one of them, I'm interested. I find the two religious guys pretty compelling.
Well, it's interesting because, and I wish I could remember his name or bring myself to just simply pull up my phone and look it up, but the guy, Errol, the guy that he's playing, Deacon whatever, his performance is so unique. It's like you can't tell if he's supposed to be broken down and injured or maybe himself has neurological issues because he's so like herky and y'all don't know, and
but I mean that's what he
walks
was doing in
a
Clockers.
Slant body. Yeah, it must be like the real thing. I don't know.
It might be him, yeah.
Because now that I think about it, he does have a lot of those movements in Bamboozled, but
I mean those are some real crackhead movements, dude.
Yeah, it feels like he's like aware, but he's not completely lucid all the time. Y'all kids, I told them fellas to buy Apple stock. I told them, and they didn't do
GMC.
it. GMC, Apple.
before the banks bailed him out.
Yeah, and he could have been rich, and he's not sure who he's talking about.
$50 a share.
So the bishop...
I remember that part because, stocks.
He runs a pretty tight ship, and he's got a community, but there's Bloods, and he doesn't go over there. And then the boy, he's like, I don't believe in God. And then throughout the movie, slowly, he seems to at least liven up to the idea of the repetitious songs and the idea of positivity, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though him and Chaz, she writes her name in concrete, and a fucking gentrified yuppie, I guess, comes out. It's weird. The concrete they write in, it feels like an elevated bed of concrete.
Yeah,
it's
is.
It's the sidewalk around it is removed, but if you filled it back in, it would be this
6 inches
up. It makes no sense.
This is tricky. So as like a homeowner, I'm horribly outraged when they keep writing in that cement.
Yeah.
And she's like coming out and yelling at him. But she's supposed to be the bad guy?
I don't know.
She's just a lady.
Is she a commentary on
white people buying up the neighborhood?
She's borderline prejudice. I know you. I know where you're from.
Yeah.
But it's not. She just seems like a woman who's personally paying for whatever this concrete work is.
And the kids do it 2 times.
The second time is just so egregious. It makes me so mad. We used to do this as a kid.
Right. Okay. Number one, I think the city was laying that concrete.
Yes.
It wasn't somebody paying for it.
Yeah.
Number 2, did you do it big? Like Chaz?
No, and you definitely don't jump into it feet first and mimic Michael Jackson.
She's Shimon. She's the face of gentrification. Is that the idea?
I guess, even though she doesn't seem
she's not rich. She's like a regular lady. That's like
it's a jerk move.
Yeah.
They need to return that move to the jerk store.
Mm-hmm. I would think you do it once and you were an asshole.
Yeah.
And that lady wasn't. She just like yelled at you and was like, God damn it! You don't go back and do it again.
The second time, it feels like they inadvertently find themselves there the second time.
Yeah.
And this defacing period is a victory lap.
She would never have caught them
like
both times. Also, she's not just sitting in the window watching, make sure nobody.
Maybe
steps
she has to because apparently everybody's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. So like the preacher's trying to get the kid into his thing. Nothing's amiss.
Makes him hand out flyers constantly.
There's no indication that he's healed, I guess.
The preacher?
Yeah. So there wouldn't be any red flags, but there's absolutely nothing.
He seems like he's pretty caring and he wants to be there for this kid. His mom, the little boy's mom, is used to it and is like, hey, that's how my dad is. I remember having to go to church every day. Like she's not into Jesus anymore, I don't think. But like, I feel like she finds that there's some value to that. And it's good to spend some time with your grandfather.
But they Skype later and she just seems like she's at home in her PJs. So it's unclear. He didn't do anything.
I think she's kicked him out for the summer, man.
Well, he goes, my mom hates you and she hates me.
Well, I'd love to throw these kids out for the summer.
Yeah, I'd love to throw them out for a Red Hook summer.
I'm not with a molester, though.
No.
Ooh, spoiler.
Boy. So, I thought maybe the preacher was going to get killed by the blood.
Yeah, I mean, it did. Are we zooming ahead? Because I feel like there's the confrontation. That little boy seems like he does not know anything about the world.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about bloods, gangs, drugs. He goes up to the drug dealer. He's like, my grandpa hates you for what you do. Doesn't like what you do. What do you do? He's like, I'm a rapper.
He's from the 1950s.
Yeah, he's stupid. I mean,
she goes, oh, don't go that way. It's the Bloods. What's that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're from Hotlanta.
You have the internet.
You exist.
So woo.
Yeah, and he even approaches those guys with blue on.
Yeah.
They go, who's this little MF coming with blue?
Mm-hmm. But you also don't want to wear red because they're like, oh, you think you're a blood?
Yeah. So he comes up, my grandpappy says you used to believe in God. Yeah, little homie. I'm a rapper now, though. What do you do out here that makes my grandpappy so mad? Man, I'm a rapper. Well, I'll film your music video. All right, word. He's doing his rap.
He's terrible at filming it, too. You see how he's like got the bottom of the guy's mouth most of the time?
And then he goes, all right, man, send me a copy. Well, I can't do that right now.
I mean, because he's not connected to the Wi-Fi?
No, I don't know. He doesn't explain himself. You'd think he'd be like, I tell you what, tell me how to give it to you.
Yeah.
Give me your G. Give me your F.
You got AirDrops? Is this an Apple iPad? You got an iPhone?
You got a hotline at least? You fucking poser?
763-634-1897.
So the guy goes, all right, this iPad's mine now. Snatch.
Pretty rude.
Yoink.
Yeah, these are not believable gangsters.
No.
They suck.
They do. And then the preacher guy comes up, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Let me buy it from you. He goes, all right, preacher.
That guy just takes his money.
Yeah, he doesn't take all of it. He gives him $100 back. It's a bitch move.
Like, I respect that even the drug dealers, a little kid comes up and asks questions.
Yeah.
Sure. You
Fine.
talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to steal his iPad. I mean, I think he's thinking twice about this kid having video of him.
You think you'd just be like, delete it?
Yeah. The video sucks.
Yeah.
You don't really need it.
It's copyrighted, he says. And so that, the preacher just gets his iPad. He goes, God damn it, son, you need to be more careful. And that's when he goes, my mama hates you and she hates me.
One of the blood said, if you come back over to this side of the area, I'm going to cut your eyelids off. And
and other things. Yeah. Oh, he ain't going to kill nobody.
That's not a good thing to say about people with guns.
The preacher talks to the Chaz's mom, and she's like, this is a weird scene when they're on the couch. She's like, you need to be a man, not a preacher.
I thought that was good, actually.
I thought it was a good
weird
scene. It just, the framing of it was odd.
Okay.
They're both on like far ends of the couch, and I don't know, it just feels like.
I thought this was a really good message because he is just hammering the Jesus. He's not connecting with this kid. He's just making him go through the motions.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, be an adult and connect with him. Be a father figure. Be helpful. Yeah. His fucking dad is dead.
Yeah.
Be a sweet guy.
Because then he puts him on a boat and he's paddling away.
I thought they were going to do that together.
Yes.
Like a bonding exercise.
Yeah.
And he just sends him off with his little girlfriend.
But this is a moment where the mom goes, what do they call it? The guild or the
guild and
elders? There's some sort of a
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Tribunal? There's some sort of a thing that he reports to. And she goes, they never told us why you aren't married. And he goes, yeah, I came up to her and I said, I'm a widow or something. And so this would have been a reasonable place for him to clam up. Just be like, oh, I don't like to talk about that, because then it wouldn't be so jarring when all of a sudden it's revealed during a sermon when the boy's finally clapping and singing. Mm-hmm. Oh, John Baptiste is his organ guy.
Who's John Baptiste?
He's a musician.
Okay.
He plays the organ guy.
Yeah. I mean, I picture the organ guy, but I don't know who John Baptiste is.
Yeah, he tickles the shit out of those ivories. All of a sudden they're having a good preaching session. And it seems like the boy's finally coming around to... What is happening here? It seems like the boy's finally coming around to accepting Jesus.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden...
a handsome man emerges.
A handsome stranger comes in. He's got love on one hand and hate on the other.
He's got a look in his eyes where he's trying to blend in. He loves Jesus, but also he's got something he's got to say.
And the preacher guy goes, well, hello there, son. He's like, yeah, motherfucker.
You remember me?
I need you to confess.
It's me, Johnny Rankles.
Remember when you used to tell me about the cum and you did things? And he goes, and
that's what he says?
He says one of the prayers, the word comely comes up. That's why I put it in the synopses. He goes, yeah, you especially like that comely part, didn't you? And this feels like a Jonathan Majors kind of performance.
How many Jonathan Majors performances have you seen?
2, but it was the same character.
Kang?
Yeah. From Loki season 1 and Loki season 2. I didn't even see him in the other thing.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I watched Lovecraft Country for a few episodes before I was like, this is a bad show.
I heard it was great.
But it's terrible.
And I saw the poster for it and I was like, no, this isn't going to be it.
Conceptually, you're like, this could be good.
That's why, I heard and I read about it and I was like, oh, shit.
You're like, this shit is...
This looks like True Blood.
Basically, it's garbage. But it's like, every episode's a new spook. It's terrible. Spooky, not spook.
All of a sudden, he's just like, yeah, you raped me. Remember that? And he goes, what?
Used to molest me.
Everybody's earth is shattered.
Mm-hmm.
They're throwing him out, but he comes back. But they throw him out. And then we are treated to an unnecessary flashback of the sexual assault.
It's fucking fucked.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, maybe it's just this. This makes me uncomfortable. This does seem like a Bible thing to do, being too close and touching while you're talking about the word of God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because here's the thing. He doesn't seem like a sex pest. Not that there's necessarily like a visible archetype.
No, it could be me, could be you, could be that doctor.
He just feels like an old man.
Yeah.
Right? So then when you see him in the flashback and he's the same guy, I mean, maybe that's what Spike's trying to say, but you're just like, I don't know. I just spent like an hour and a half with this grandpa, and now he's like going to blow this 8-year-old?
Man, he is like on top of that kid there on a bed, reading, sitting up. It's really terrible.
Because he's just like, yeah, read it. And he starts doing his shirt, and it's just like.
Well, because right up until he starts unbuttoning him, that kid is so uncomfortable and is like, I don't want this.
And it doesn't, it feels weird, but it doesn't feel so predatory.
No, it ramps up. You can believe it's just weird religious shit for a minute.
I thought maybe he was just going to start touching himself while the kid's reading.
I think this
or he leaves and then he himself.
I thought this is actually really good.
I mean, absent from the rest of the movie,
right?
It's a really
powerful, interesting,
blunt,
disturbing, horrifying scene like this.
Yeah. If I'm honestly, and even though that movie is sort of a dark comedy, it feels like happiness. Just like how frank that movie was.
I'm gonna rape you.
And he
you
nibbles on him.
Come over.
And it's fucking alarming. So there's no question. This guy did this thing. And
isn't he like admitting it to the kid?
That's just like, this is exactly what happened. Film it. Which we'll get to later.
Did he film it? What?
Yeah, he puts his iPad up. He goes, put your box up, boy.
Oh, the kid films it.
Get this, yeah. So then he goes back to the church and he's just praying.
I thought you meant there's videotapes floating around of the things.
No.
That'd be real awful. You can't do that. I
mean, no.
You can't do that on several levels, but to have them exist for the kids, to have that out there is re-violating them all over.
Not only can you not do that, you can't say that on television.
Yeah. They stamp your forehead and you crack like an egg.
But he allows him to record his confession. He goes back to church. He's doing his prayer thing. And then all of a sudden,
a tornado hits.
3 gang boys come in. And you're just like, well, I know what's going to go on here.
Oh, they're ready to accept Jesus into their heart
He
again.
just starts beating him with the tambourine. He goes total tambourine man on his ass. And this is weak. He goes to his 2 boys. The main guy goes, stomp this fool. They each kick him once. And then he goes, all right, that's enough. But then when he's, walking down the street like the principal from Ferris Bueller, it looks like he really got a beat down.
Rooney? No, I know. Well, because when they do hit him, it seems like they hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, they bust him in the face, but like he can't walk.
Yeah.
They kick him, I'm pretty sure, literally once each.
Man, I thought it seemed much more severe than that.
It seems like, because then it's an abrasive cut to a different angle where he goes, that's enough. So I feel like maybe they really did stomp the shit out of him. But for whatever reason, they were like, let's just not show all of it. I don't know.
I would like to see more.
And now
he's as much as I like him in this movie, I would like to see that character get stomped a little more.
I would like to have seen this played out over a season of a TV series.
Right. Just this script stretched out with lots of quiet moments.
Yeah. And then he's walking down the street and some people are like, oh, pray for you, Father, or you pray for yourself. And then that one guy goes, you the devil.
Freckles.
Yeah. And then he walks up to his building, and earlier he mentions that 30 kids have died this year.
From asthma attacks?
Yeah.
I don't think it's 30. It might have been 12.
It's 10, 2.
Yeah.
Because the lights aren't illuminating the addresses of the project homes. So then when he finally makes it to his front steps, the light goes out. And then he goes upstairs. And then eventually the kid, he's like, all right, I'm going to go home. This Red Hook summer is not my jam. Mm-hmm. And the mom, who was wanted to date the bishop, who now knows that he's a molester, reluctantly allows Chaz to come say goodbye to Flick. And they drive off. And then they pull back up. Do they kiss?
I don't think so.
And he gives her...
I think that they would be the type to date like 2 years. I don't
his
think
iPad.
they're quite there yet.
2.
Yeah.
Presumably, with all of the pictures that we've seen him looking at throughout the film and the video recording confession of his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Something she's definitely going to stumble upon. And be like, oh... Secret MVP of the movie, aside from Errol and the bishop, of course, I think is Chaz.
Man, that's interesting you say that, because really, honestly, she stands out as the worst actress a lot of the time.
Very bad. However,
but she transcends
she
a good chunk of
carries
the time.
So much of the picture
Mm-hmm.
that I commend her for being able to at least go the distance.
She feels natural some of the times when she is like a natural flow, when it doesn't feel stilted, like she's reading shitty lines. Mm-hmm. She's good.
I like when they do that. Whatever.
I mean, it almost seems like
I used to know people who did that.
A Shakespeare parody half the time with the way those two are delivering lines. Those two kids. It's just dreadful.
It feels almost like that whackness.
I was thinking about the whackness, so I was thinking about White Boys.
Like a bizarre, burgeoning young love in the midst of a Red Hook summer.
Yeah. This movie sucks.
It does suck. It's very boring. And then when you think it's finally just going to pay off at least what you've been watching up to the 3/4 mark, mm-hmm. It just pulls the rug out from underneath you for no apparent reason.
That's honestly the most interesting part of the movie, though.
It is, but it completely negates the first hour and a half.
Which you suffered through, which was boring.
Right.
With a couple good performances that made you say, I bet this is going to get better, and it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. By the way, he plays Mookie in this.
Oh, my God. We never talked about it. The Mookie thing is awful.
It is.
The Mookie is so depressing.
It is.
What the fuck, man? How is Mookie still delivering pizzas 40 years later?
And for Sal.
Man, gray hair, still wearing like the baseball shirt.
Sal's got to be dead.
Yeah. He doesn't own the pizza place?
Doesn't seem to matter. Because we see him twice, right?
Yeah, and he's got no dialogue. He's like,
he's terrible at acting in here.
It's unbelievably awful.
Oh, Mookie, why are you still delivering for Sal? Hey, man, I got to make the money.
Mm-hmm. I heard they have an 80% unemployment rate.
But not only that, Sal's isn't in Red Hook.
No, they moved there?
It's in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Unless, they moved, but I don't know, man.
He's extremely bad in this.
He looks old.
Mm-hmm. It makes you sad to think about, like...
It does.
If he owned the pizza place, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
Or if he was just, like, there. He just lived there.
Yeah.
He's an older man. We don't need to see anything necessarily, but...
Why would you be Mookie again?
You know what would have been awesome?
Mookie!
If he was fucking Mars Blackman instead.
But then you gotta watch the She's Gotta Have a TV show if you want to see Mars Blackman.
I guess. That's unfortunate.
This movie, I will give this movie a 4.5.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm going super low.
Yeah.
I feel jilted by this thing.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 4. Oh, God.
It's long, too.
It's just, yeah.
Is this like, is it over
2 hours?
2 hours?
Long. I think it's 2 hours and 1 minute.
That's too much.
It is. This should have just been like, there's no way you can ask money for this movie. This should have just been like a
yet they took our
promotional
money.
thing.
You bought it. I rented it.
I did, yeah.
They got about $15 out of the two of us for this piece of shit.
Yeah. And all this free publicity.
God. What do you give Spike in this? A 3?
Yeah, I'll just go with that because I don't even want to think about it.
Spike, I'm sorry, man. We love you.
This is the ultimate betrayal. You ruined a beloved character and our last glimpse of you.
I mean, that's kind of fucked up, too, because he should just be able to, like, throw together a shitty movie to experiment with digital film. It sucks. I mean, you get to do that, but damn, with us and our bullshit filmography stuff. Okay, so that wraps Spike.
We did it.
We did it. Jules?
Yeah, Jason.
What's your pick for after this? I'm picking Defy Bloods, but what is...
Oh, are we just doing it?
Yeah, remember I said you're going to come with your announcement of your next pick?
I didn't realize this was the last one.
Oh, that was... I said
I thought this
Thursday,
was just going to continue to
Are
go.
you going to announce your Jules pick?
Okay.
And you're like, for sure. You don't have to if you don't want to.
The Five Bloods?
Yeah. Do you want to wait? We can have the robot insert it.
I've got your insert right here.
Shit, what was I just looking at? Oh, man. I can get nuts and just pick a movie that I don't even know anything about it.
I don't know that you should do that. I feel like I don't know. You pick weird though, right? It doesn't have to be perfect for you.
Well, let me ask you, have you ever seen a movie called Uncaged?
No, but I'm picturing two people like face to face, like no holds barred.
A psychotic pimp goes gunning for his former employee after she turns to a rival pimp for protection.
What the fuck?
It's got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Snipes in it?
1991. I don't think so.
91?
Mhm.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in something in 91?
Yeah.
He's like a real young man?
Yeah. I don't know. I just stumbled upon that earlier today and I took a screenshot of it for some reason. Who else is in there? God, my internet down here sucks. Michael McDonald from Mad TV.
Huh.
And
Michael 91?
no one else. Yeah.
It's like, that's the guy from Office Space?
No!
I don't like that guy.
He's Stewart.
I hate that guy.
This would have been
Can I go on the record?
before his Seinfeld appearance, I would think.
I dislike many people from Mad TV. I still find Mad TV to be a real trashy TV show.
It relied too heavily on annoying, awful characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait.
You know, that's okay. All right. So next up, Defy Bloods, and then a Jules pick, which the robot will announce here.
He just ended up picking Uncaged.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun. We had joy. We had fun. We had seasons in the sun.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Okay. Well, you can find us on Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, whatever. We doing filmographies.
Yeah.
Get on our link tree and dig in the pit of us. You can email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com. You can text us cool things at 763-634-1897. All right. Well, I've been Jason.
And I have been Jonathan.
Oh, nice to meet you.
And good night.